This is God's will, that those who belong to Him live a quality life. They will overcome the battles of this life, and, having been blessed in everything, like Abraham, they will die in a blessed old age. And when they leave this body, they will live with Him for eternity, a complete life. In a world where the signs of the future are found in ancient biblical texts, where prophecy and reality connect, one podcast dares to explore the mysteries of the Book of Revelation in the context of today's world events. Join us on Beyond the End as we uncover the secrets, the symbols, and the signs that may be unfolding right before our eyes. Are you ready? Subscribe now and step into the unknown.
A very good evening to everybody and welcome to our podcast. Tonight, we are going to talk about the beast, the number of the beast. It is 666. And everybody wants to know, what is this mark going to be like? Is it going to be a barcode? Is it going to be a microchip? Is it going to be on your forehead that everybody is going to be displaying it? And like a tattoo, for example, that people are so proud of showing it to everybody, you are about to find out. So hold your breath and prepare yourself, because tonight things are going to get very interesting. And here is the first step towards understanding the number of the beast.
when you come across this number, you must expect bad luck in your life, because this is the devil's number. It's full of darkness.
I heard that 666 is the beast that will be in your forehead.
The mark of the beast, what that indicates is you won with the devil. As soon as you get it, so in the last days, if you get it, it shows or it'll indicate that you belong to the devil.
I have heard that it's the mark of the devil, Illuminati, and those who belong to the world of darkness.
A big tattoo on your arm. It will be something like a pin that will be inserted in your skin.
Well, I think that the mark will be some sort of a covenant.
Might be a barcode that will be on your body or something that you need.
I'm going to write you something in your forehead. Is what is my understanding.
I think it will be sort of a fingerprint. Since we have some shops and banks are moving away from using hard cash when paying, I remember even growing up we were told that's the satanic number. We should check the barcodes if they don't have 666 or even cell phone numbers.
It is so, I should not be laughing, But let me ask probably someone here who started reading the Bible much before we heard about God, Donna. Donna comes from a very interesting place, the United States. What did you hear about the mark of the beast or the number of the beast? You can go either way, what you heard from pastors, the Bible, what you researched, what I saw you saw out there. Go ahead.
Good evening. What I can remember is the barcode system and having a chip implanted. That once you receive that, it means that you have been signed, sealed, and delivered. You belong to the devil, so you will just follow in his way.
Did you ever have an opinion, not being a Christian, about the number of the beast?
Not really. I never had my point of view on it because I didn't have a whole lot of understanding about it back then.
And Benson, now your husband, going to the other side of the world.
Yes, Bishop. Good evening, everyone. What we grew up hearing is that when you receive the mark 666, you belong to the devil. And this mark will be either on your wrist or forehead. This is what we have.
Were you at some point afraid of 666?
Yes, Bishop.
Like you're going to buy a car and the number plate is 666.
No, there was long time ago. I was doing some calculation. It ended up 666. So I had to change it. I added something for us to forget about the 666. I did that. Even some time ago, during time of COVID, someone said to me, he was not going to take the vaccination. This vaccine has to do with 666. The time of COVID. Just 5-6 years ago, someone said that to me. I was laughing. I told the person, no, it's not like that. He said, then what it is if it's not that? Why is it that they are forcing people to take it? In a place like US, they were giving people money to take it. And the person asked me then, why were they doing that if it's not 666?
If it's not this, what's that? Bless you. There, deep there in KwaZulu, what did you hear about 666?
666.
If ever.
Yeah, we did hear about it even when I was growing up. It had to do with the devil. If you talk about 666, you talk about the devil. That person belongs to the devil. That person, you cannot even get close to that person because that person is evil. That person can do anything. They can even come at night and and do things to you. So if you knew that someone was in 666, you run as far away as possible from that person.
As fast as possible.
As fast as possible. So that's what we used to believe.
Hear about 666 when I was already an adult, and this was in the Christian communities, and it was about people getting a tattoo with 666 on it, and that would be a public declaration that they love the devil and they belong to the devil, and they don't care about you, what you think. What they're doing is publicly declaring their love and devotion for the devil. And how it was going to be administered, I've heard all kinds of things, and they evolved over time. At first, it was a tattoo or a chip, a microchip, when microchips were still so futuristic, but now it's something so mundane, something that's used everywhere. But they had said it would be a microchip that would be on your arm, on your wrist or on your forehead, and they would do it without you knowing it, but they have some surreptitious way of making sure that you get the chip, so you always have to be on your guard. You can't drop your guard, because if you do, you might wake up and you have a chip. I think it was believable because of the movies. I won't say the names of the movies, but there were many movies that we would watch where the protagonist would get a chip and they would control him.
And the number, it's always there. How many times did you avoid the 666?
Oh, many times. I'm laughing when Pastor Benson is talking about calculations, because I would go, whoops, okay, no, not 666, tied up. And I would try to find a different way to do it. If I see something at a store and it has 66.6, for me it's like, it's a trap. I don't want, you have to just sidestep all these things that have any kind of 6.66, 66.6, or 666, just because there was always that understanding that it has everything to do with the devil, and you must want nothing to do with it.
You know, once we were in Australia, and we had to renew the registration of the car of the church. And then my wife is there with me. She's ahead of me. I'm sure she remembers that. And then the number plate came 666. And I had not even seen that. I just heard her, no. She pushed all the application back. The document was ready. The number plate was ready. It was just ready just to go up. No. I don't want that. So what happened, Mark? No, it's 666. It's 666. I know now. And the lady said, what's the problem? No, this is the number of them. I don't want this. And we returned to the paper. Even if she had not said anything, I wouldn't feel good driving a car 666. I really wouldn't know. And you, Precious, talk to me about how many times you avoided 666. No, before you say, Marcia, remember the day.
I do remember. And honestly, I don't like to see 666 in front of me. So if my shopping at the supermarket will come at 666, I say, oh, I'm getting some mints now, just to make it, 669. And then I'm happy to pay.
Who never did this? You never avoided 666.
I actually had an experience. I was changing my cell phone number, and I remember there was 666 in the middle of the phone number. And before, I think consciously I wasn't aware that it was there, but I remember my sister-in-law seeing it, and she made a big fuss in the house, like, you can't have this number. You are devoting yourself to the devil, and you're going to the church, you're going to go to hell, and all of those things. And I remember I was actually the one that questioned and said, but do we really think the devil would make it that obvious that that is what will catch people? Because I also went to an all-girls school. So in an all-girls school, there's different characters. And there would be those that would just decide that they want to go to the underworld and want to be part of the underworld. So you walk into the bathroom and there it would be, like on the wall. Then I would quickly come out and pray and tie it up, go report it to the teacher, and then they would say, but it's just a number. Why are you so worried about it? But from young, my grandmother always told me, you see the number, just run away from it. And the long story short, with my number, my parents went the following day to change it as soon as they found out what was happening, without my consent.
Okay, so I would like to know from you how many times you tried to avoid this 666 in your document or registration, whatever. But anyway, we are going to start talking about 666. Before I read the book, let me tell you something very, very, very important. Excuse me. If you want to clearly understand the book of Revelation, if you actually started reading, and I'm talking about the Bible, okay? And you have not read the book of Daniel, then you have to stop, go back to the book of Daniel, chapter 1, and you go reading it. Because the revelation that God gave to Daniel paves the way to understand the book of Revelation, which the main character is the Antichrist. And something that Daniel teaches is that the Antichrist is going to deceive. And he is going to use only 2 words to deceive: peace and prosperity. But for him to bring that subject, something has to take place first, which is exactly what we see these days. The world will have to collapse, like entirely. People are going to hit the wall, and nobody will find a way out. And this guy will come. Okay, now I want you to start thinking about how this Antichrist will look like. How do you think he is going to speak like? First, he needs to be someone extremely believable. Because the Bible says he is going to be cunning. He'll be persuasive. He is going to deceive people. And there are few characteristics about someone who is able to deceive. He has to be, everything here, highly believable, highly charismatic. He has to be well presented, good looking, not necessarily handsome, but he has to be someone very pleasant to be next to him, to watch him, so that you can stop and listen to him. And he's going to come and say, I have what you want. And what people want right now the most links to peace and prosperity. They can describe their needs in different ways, but that's what is going to be on the table. Okay? And what is this 666? I want to talk to you about 3 different numbers, triple. If I say 777, what comes to your mind?
Number of perfection.
Number of perfection, that's the number of God. Okay? And if I tell you 888, 888 is the number of new beginning. And it's in the Bible. And what is 666? 666, it is going to be 3 men behaving, pretending to be like God. So you see, the demonic trinity, who or which will copy, paste, and counterfeit God. We spoke about this last chapter, that the first beast, the Antichrist, is going to give power to the second beast, which is the false prophet. That's exactly what Jesus did in a holy way. He gave power to the Holy Spirit. He transferred. And the Holy Spirit, he worked to take everybody back to God. That's what the Antichrist is going to do. Satan will give to his son the Antichrist power. He is going to transfer it to the false prophet, and the false prophet will convince everybody to believe in the Antichrist. With what? Peace and prosperity. So let's start reading here, page 216, 666, the mark of the beast. Book of Revelation, chapter 13, verses 16 to 18. He causes all, both small and great, both rich and poor, both free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their forehead, so that no one may buy or sell except he who has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is a call for wisdom. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast. It is the number of a man. His number is 666. And here Bishop says, governments, economies, and religion have always been interconnected. We saw how some Christians in the church of Thyatira defiled themselves with pagan beliefs associated with commercial enterprises in order to make money. They violated their faith in exchange for financial success. Rome was pressured. Christians also pressed Christians to show loyalty to the emperor through commercial organizations of the time that were linked to their gods. The truth is, whoever controls the economy and religion controls the people. This is a very important phrase that you have to keep. We're talking about control. So, who is going to bring that control? That is Satan, who is breaking everything down. The world is at the verge of a complete collapse. And men will lose entirely their cognitive ability, their control, their emotions. Everything will go in a havoc when people have no peace and no money. And that is already happened. So whoever controls the economy and religion controls the world. You will never see, never, since the days of the flooding, you will never see these two separated from each other. Economic power and religion, they are always together. Because those who are poor, they will need peace, money. And those who are rich, they need peace. Money they have, but they don't have peace. We understand that quite well. The truth, repeating, is whoever controls the economy and religion controls the people. Satan knows this, and in the end times, he will keep using these three powers for his own ends. The relationship between the two beasts, the Antichrist and the false prophet, will be like an alliance between its government and official religion. The Antichrist will make religion official, and the false prophet will strengthen the government of the Antichrist, causing nations to hold it in high esteem. All this will be aided by a mouth. The media as a whole will be controlled by the Antichrist and will be at his service. Why he is going to control them? Because they'll believe him. He is going to give them what they need. Media needs what? Money. He'll give it to them. Media needs, the people need credibility. He'll give this to them. And then he is going to have everything at hand. Let me read here. We're not going to read everything. Let me just read two more paragraphs to make sense here. In this context, a tactic will appear to exert total control over all people, a mark, without which no one will be able to buy or sell. And whoever does not have the mark will be put to death. Enforcing this type of control, which was virtually impossible in the past, is now quite plausible. And COVID-19 gave us that evidence to the best of its ability. NFC, near-field communication technology, allows the exchange of information between devices at close range. This technology is already widely used in smartphones, payment machines, and entrances to commercial and residential buildings. People are getting used to the amenities offered by NFC, and some have already tested the technology embedded in implantable chips under the skin, coincidentally in the hand, between the thumbs and the forefinger. Let me stop right here, because we'll have to come back to it. Now, how will it look like? Everybody wants to know. And nobody knows how it is. But then, let us watch what technology is doing. I don't know about you, But I have been reading a lot about technology and the way it advances. It is just unbelievable what technology is capable of doing and how it can impact in your life. Let us take a look on this video, and then after we are going to talk to you how this mark of the beast will look like.
He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand, or on their foreheads, and that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark or the name of the beast. Or the number of his name. Here is a call for wisdom. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is the evolution. There was a time when communication required patience and good handwriting. Ink met paper, thoughts took form, and messages traveled, not at the speed of light, but at the speed of a horse having a fairly decent day. Then came progress, the telegraph, where people discovered you could send messages using dots and dashes. Basically, the original version of texting. And then, the telephone. For the first time, humans could hear each other's voices from miles away. Phones got smaller, smarter. Money followed a similar journey. Once upon a time, wealth jingled in your pocket, heavy coins. Then came paper money, lighter and easier. Then cards arrived. Swipe, insert, tap. And now, we pay with our phones. You can buy coffee, pay your rent, and evaluate your financial decisions all from the same screen. China has become a predominantly cashless society. The rapid shift was driven by the dominance of mobile payment platforms, which effectively replaced physical currency in most transactions. Transportation also evolved, from horses to cars, and now the world is shifting again. Enter the electric vehicle. AI. Knowledge used to live in libraries, quiet, sacred places filled with books, and that one person who shushed you like it was a full-time job. Then came the internet, a place where all human knowledge became accessible. And now we have artificial intelligence, machines that can write, answer questions, create art, and occasionally make you wonder, am I still the smartest one in this conversation? Cooking, from firewood to gas stoves, to microwaves, to food delivery apps. Dating, from handwritten love letters to being ghosted by someone who still watches your stories. Shopping, from markets to malls to online carts filled with things you don't need. In the book of Revelation, a passage speaks of a time when a mark would be required. To buy or sell, often referred to as 666, the mark of the beast. A symbol that has sparked centuries of interpretation, debate, and reflection. It's not just about a number, but about allegiance, control, and dependence. For the first time in history, humanity now has the technology that makes such a system conceivable.
So, before we talk about the number of the beast, let us talk about what is going on in the world today. Who of us here in this studio has recently done something that you didn't need to use your name, a PIN code, or a password? Who of you? That you remember you did something. Well, for now in Johannesburg, you can get a taxi, the combis. For now, they are using cash. Okay? Apart from that, you need to say who you are. Mm-hmm. Okay? Something that very people are becoming aware of. TV, this TV set is changing. They are becoming also smart TV. And very soon, you will not be able to log in. Okay? It's no more switching on the TV. You will have to log in. So already there are cable companies here in South Africa. They are eliminating their decoders because that's expensive. You are going to put your name, the ID number of the package you pay for. You have to log in. Without that log in, you can't do anything. A lot of things already you can't. We went to have coffee the other day, and then my wife reached for the money, and the guy said, no, we don't take cash. So we had to pay with, not the card, we tapped. You know, those of us like me who has a smartwatch, we just tap and we pay. But it works because I have here my name and my password loaded. So what is going to happen here is you will not buy, you will not sell. Who lives here without internet? Raise your hand, please. Raise your hand. Who can live 1 minute without internet? When we have internet problems in the building, it's not the IT guy who finds out, it is me. What is the internet? I want to work, there is no internet.
The very same reason they are watching us right now, real time, because of internet.
And for you to use internet, what must you do? You have to load your credentials. You have to sign in. So this is happening in a very natural way that we get used to with that. Now,
and something else, the motivation for it is always something positive.
Yes.
Cashless, because then you don't need to worry about change. Then we are preventing fraud, we are preventing corruption, we are preventing a whole lot of other things. Then you go to the doctor, you cannot pay cash because they need to have the file of your exams. Then if you are falling sick, someone needs to help you. there is always a positive argument to convince us that all this improvement is necessary and it is for our own good. That's how they are going to convince about the powers of religion and economics, because somehow they are going to bring the best out of it, not actually being the best.
So, let us talk about how the number or the mark of the beast is going to look like. And I'm going to tell you the truth as it is. Ready? Nobody knows.
Yes.
Ah, you were waiting for me to... No, nobody knows. Can it be a microchip? Yes.
Outdated now.
Can it be a barcode? Yes. Can it be something planted under your skin? Or, yes, it can be. I was reading the other day about this crazy nano computer. The microchip is going to be as thin as a sticker, a tag price on something that you buy. That thin will have millions of billions of data information. So, nobody knows. What we can't tell you is that it doesn't exist, because it does. All right? And already we have here in the building the doors that will unlock. I have to look at a monitor. And it's for safety reasons, but I'm aware that my eye reading is going to a server somewhere in this world. I know that. And then if I am not in the server registered, I am going to look, and that's going to display a red tag. Declined. You're not recognized. And then what's going to happen? I will need someone to load me in the system. And now talking about the days of the number of the beast or the mark of the beast, I will have to have a credential for me to buy and sell. If I don't have, I will not be able to buy or sell. It's that simple, okay? Now, most people are worried, or were in the days of COVID. Some people were freaking out, thinking that this injection would inject a microchip, and that's the beast, the mark of the beast. And now, I remember one person coming to the church crying, now I'm going to go to hell. Why? What happened? I accepted the mark of the beast. What do you mean? No, I got this vaccination. No. So,
but there was a preparation, because
definitely.
Those who didn't have the certificate of vaccine, they were not allowed to travel, they were not allowed in public places, they were not allowed in some supermarkets. It was just a preparation. It was not the mark, but it was just to give a sense of how it will work. Because
I remember, I think we were one, if not the only, were in this small, crazy group of people who traveled during the COVID. We were going to Israel.
The first day the airport was opened.
And we were made so scared. You have to be here a minimum of 3 hours and a half because we have to check all your documents. Letters of the doctors, vaccination this, vaccination that, and everybody was going through that. We were probably the only couple sitting down inside of the airport. There was nobody there. And all the stores were closed. And the few people working there, they would like whisper to each other, say, what are these crazy people doing here?
4th of October.
And we were sitting down there in the middle of the passage because everything was locked down. And some people would pass by us. In those days, we could not sneeze or scratch our throat because people would go like this. Like COVID, you are spreading COVID on us. But that made us ready to accept, attention to the word, accept an idea. So no one is going to be forced to take the mark. If we go deeper into the subject, there is this frontal part of our brain. Science explains that all our choices, decisions, are made here in this, I think it's cortex or something. There is a relationship there between accepting an idea, accepting the mark of the beast. Will you, that is those who are going to be left behind, will they be forced to have the mark? No, nobody will be forced. Do you want to wear? No, I don't, okay. But there will be a time that either you put it or you're going to be killed. Because I won't say the name of the place. I don't want to say the name of the country. It is amongst the most surveillanced countries in the world. When you walk in the streets, in one single pole, you are going to see from 3 to 5 different cameras. And some of you have been there, and you probably didn't notice that. That's everywhere you go. And when these people, they ask, where have you been? They know where you have been. They don't have it in the back of their mind, but they just, when they swipe your passport, they know where you were, you walked, where you went. They know everything. And there is a specific place in this country that when you are arriving, they know who you are. Because nobody will enter that country without having their face scanned. And this country is populated by probably the most intelligent people in the world in terms of technology. They surpass everyone, including the United States, India, and Asia, and everybody else. So when you are walking the streets, they know who you are. Now, imagine those who don't have the mark of the beast, okay? Because for you to activate your smartphone, guess what you need to do now? You have to scan your face.
It was voice, then fingerprint, and now...
Yeah, it started with a number, né? Then password, then... Well, now we're making it safer, okay?
Always a positive
then
motivation,
we go like
engagement.
this.
Yes.
And we go like this. And sometimes it go, bam, then you have to go again. And there they are. Not long ago, a company started buying their iris, the reading of their iris, and they were giving a lot of money, and a lot of smart people sold their iris to them. Well done.
And we have one of the most developed countries in Europe, not mentioning which one. They are already using the chip for financial administration and also all the information about people's health. And the motivation behind is, if you fall sick, if you collapse on the streets, there will be quick someone who's going to come help you, and you're not going to run the risk of someone giving you a medicine that you are intolerant to. So there is always a positive side to influence, to convince us. And social media is exactly the vehicle for that at the moment, to convince us.
So, we... So Avela says here, I remember buying groceries, and the total amount was 666. I quickly grabbed a chocolate next to me, so the amount can change. Well, I would do the same thing. I would do. Everybody here would do. So Nozuk said, the system is designed to prevent those without the mark from buying food, medicine, or earning income, creating extreme pressure for what? To conform. The other one says, my sister's phone number has 666 in it, and people always comment about it being the number of the devil. Oh my God. Lucia said, I avoid a lot watching movies of people having 666 because I thought that automatically the demon will come out of the TV right away. Oh shit. Amina said, I even avoid 999. Because for me, if you turn it upside down, oh my word. Oh.
And everything now on the shops is 199.99.
Colin says, Bishop, I'm working in a restaurant as a waiter. A customer paid the bill and added a tip. And the bill was 666. Then a customer changed it by adding 10 rand to make it 777. Oh my God, it's complicated. Well, will the devil enter your life because you have the number? No. Will the devil, will the devil drive your car because it's 666? No, I don't think so. But it's uncomfortable. I don't like it. It's uncomfortable. We had here the shirt of a former president who passed on, and the 666 is there. I thought of buying the T-shirt once, but then I was looking at something there. I don't want that.
We don't want association with that because we know it is the number of the beast, not that the devil is going to enter us, but we don't like.
Yeah, so the bottom line is, should we be worried about this? No. No, because that is if you are not going to be left behind. Because this is going to be implemented more or less after 3 years and a half. After the rapture. Okay, so don't worry. To do the setup of your phone. Don't grow now. Skeptical, let me throw it away. No, you don't need to throw anything away. And if you need to go there and do the setup of your phone, you go ahead. There's no problem at all. But first, the idea will have to be accepted. That's the first thing. Okay, just before we go, let me go to one of the most advanced countries here in the world, UK. Denise, your experiences with 666.
Okay, for me growing up, I remember 666.
Just before you carry on, could you please take this fire here from behind me? Because it looks like that I'm inside of the 666 already. I'm a bit uncomfortable with this.
That feeling.
Yeah, with this fire here. Do you have something different for me, please? If you don't mind, go ahead. Because I'm looking here, I'm trying to avoid, and I see this fire burning here. Oh, am I already there inside? No, I'm not. So please, someone
I didn't accept the mark.
Yes,
So.
yeah, that's fine like this. Okay.
So yeah, growing up for us, we didn't really have so much of an idea when it came to the Book of Revelation, but we had a lot of superstitions growing up. So you hear 666, like the barcodes and things like that. But the thing that you mentioned about ideas and accepting ideas, it's something that really popped into my mind. And I'll give an example. I remember growing up, to go on the bus, we would need a bus pass. Bus pass, it was a paper one. Growing up, it would be the one that you stamped. From the one that was stamped, it became the one that had to go through a computer to come out. And then from there, I remember they started to introduce the Oyster card. So here, it's like if you take the whole train, the one that you tap. And I remember in the beginning, I did not want to do it because my mom, she used to have a lot of these ideas of, if we do it, then we are going in the way of the beast and 666, and we can't. So I remember for years, let's say like 2 years, I tried to avoid, because they gave us a time that you need to change from the paper to the Oyster card system. And I took time, but then eventually we had to. There was no other choice. You wouldn't be able to get on the bus. So it was something that was small, but it became something that was like compulsory. We had to do like that. And now as I think of like just the Oyster card system, now when you would tap your Oyster card, it can tell you where you started your journey, because they would have the screen, where you started the journey, what time you left. So if somebody even stopped you and you said, no, I was here, no, let's have your Oyster card and tap it, because we can see everything that you're doing just based on that card. I know as time was going on and things were developing, you could see literally like we had to accept the Oyster card. There was no other way. But through there, you can see your day. The person will know where you went, when you came back, how things were, and it would become a part of our day-to-day life. Like, okay, I'm just using my Oyster card and things like that. And just going on to what you're saying, I think about it. In the beginning, we were quite hesitant on wanting to join that system. And that's something very small, an Oyster card, oh, I need to travel. But it became something that we had to do. We had to have an Oyster card. You can't get on the bus, you can't get on the train without it. Now it came to the point where you couldn't have money anymore. And it was a small thing that only later on you would start to realize a thing of, oh, someone is watching me. Someone knows my every move. So from the Oyster card to the CCTV, because in the United Kingdom, CCTV is everywhere. Majority of the times to catch a criminal, it's through the CCTV. The police can monitor and see how the person walks. So you're a criminal, they don't see your face, they don't know how you are, it's okay. But, based on how you walk, already the CCTV is following and they know this person walks like this, that person, and that's how they find a lot of criminals. So it started off as something very small, but it's something that we would need. And I think when it comes to the mark of the beast, it's something that no one will say, I'm going to accept, but it's an idea that's presented to us. And it becomes something that we genuinely need. And now you can't see yourself without the internet. You can't see yourself without TV. You can't see yourself without, for me, to travel, we needed our cards to travel. Today, for an example, our phone, we need to put our fingerprints, we need to put our face. It's something that we need. An idea in the beginning that many people don't necessarily agree with, but eventually they end up having to accept it.
Who of you does not have a tag? You know the tag to find things around the house? Who of you doesn't have it? You don't. I do have. I'm constantly losing things. Like my key, where's my key? So I put a tag on it. And when we travel, we put these tags on our bag, and then I go follow. My bag is moving.
Especially with connecting flights.
Because we had our luggage lost a couple of times, and I'm not going to get in details because they are not very good. You arrive in your destination with your clothes. There's no clothes.
Somewhere in another place.
Yeah. So I'm there. I'm watching. My luggage is being carried. No, arrived. And we talk. Arrived. No, this is yes. But that nice little device tells you where you are, what you're doing. And this is smart watch. This is a bad boy because wherever you go, you tell him where you are. And there are lots of things happening in the world today that people want you to monitor your health through your smart device, which is fine, and GPS, and lots of other things. They know where you are, bottom line. So I'm saying this to you because there's nothing wrong to use tags. If you want to use, the point that we are raising here is, how fast do you think will be from day one the mark of the beast is introduced to find who did not? How fast?
Minutes.
Milliseconds. It's going to be like this. Already, what happens with the mark of the beast? We have a group of people. We're not going to tag anybody, but when they are not Christians, they take pride in saying this. And they are very vocal about that. How they hate God, how they hate Christianity, and they usually like to wear something to show they are not this type of people. Sometimes it's a t-shirt, sometimes maybe something, jewelry, even horns. There are people wearing horns to say they are not Christians. The mark of the beast will be celebration. But that's not going to have the name. Oh, I have the mark of the beast, I have. No, it's going to be something else. Okay, remember we had some time ago the smart card, the ID, and people were like, oh, I have now my smart card. It will be that, please, I'm not saying the smart card, okay, number of typists. What I'm saying is people will celebrate. Now I can buy, now I can sell. We joked about this in different situations. Look now I have my phone, now I can talk. Look, whenever there is something new, oh, now I can travel, I have my passport. I am someone now. This mark of the beast is going to be a celebration, not for those who will then understand they were left behind, they knew the truth, they didn't embrace, they didn't follow. They will know, if I wear this, I am finished.
In old days, we would imagine that, oh, if someone is left behind and repents, he will hide in the bush and he will not be found. We have been to the Maasai. In the beginning, we didn't have any internet connection, right? We would lose contact with the city when we were about 3 hours drive into the Maasai land. Today, in every corner of the Maasai land, they have areas, they have connection, they have cell phones, they have internet. We see in times of war how they identify the element they want to strike from satellites. So there is no way to hide.
Mac remembers the first meetings we had at Maasai.
Yes.
The previous one you didn't go. They go with their phone like did the Maasai. Recording. Some of them don't know yet how to use it because you see their fingers in front of the camera, but they are recording. And also they don't know how to put it on silent. And that phones are ringing in the Maasai land now. So, let me stop here. We're going to finish. And next week we're going to be back, all of us, okay? And we're going to go deep in the following. That name has a number. And that number represents a name, and that name represents the person of interest, which is the Antichrist. Remember this, he is going to be loved by everybody. He is going to have skills of communication, likable, lovable.
It's going to be an influencer.
He is going to be someone whose voice will be adorable. People like to listen to him. And we already see things happening. There are speculations about a certain person, and many people are saying he is the Antichrist. Maybe he is. If he is not, then someone else is. What we have to do is to make sure that when Jesus comes back, we are not going to be here. In fact, when we say Jesus comes back, it's the wrong way to put this. Jesus will not come back. That's not the rapture. Jesus will not come to take us. We will be taken to meet Jesus, as the Bible says, in the clouds. We're going to be taken. There'll be no noise, there'll be no fuss, there'll be nothing. Nothing. His second coming, then it's going to be something else. We had the fasting of Daniel. Great opportunity for you to get your Bible and go and read the book of Daniel. Will you understand everything you see there? Probably not, but read. Because when you read the book of Daniel, you read the book of Revelation, many things will make sense. Marcel.
I think that the most important lesson that we take from today, and we are going to continue, is there is a great fuss, a great worry about I'm accepting the number of the beast through barcodes, through this. It's not yet the time. We are not being imposed on that. And the best way to protect ourselves is to know how is our life with God, if we are saved, because if we are sure of our salvation, we don't need to worry about the number of the beast. We don't need to worry about being forced to eat. We are going to be taken. That is for those who are not taking their salvation seriously, who live two kinds of life. So the reflection upon what is going to happen, there is no way to hide, there is no way to avoid paying with your life if you so decide to accept Jesus afterwards, is to stop and think that you can still reverse and accept him now and be saved.
So we're going to finish now, and would like to ask all of you to send us questions that you have. Perhaps you'd like to share a fear that you have, something that, what if I'm doing this, I'm accepting that. And we are going to do our very best to answer that for you. All right? So we would like to stay more. It's quite an interesting subject. And I promise you, only the number of the beast, of the mark of the beast, would need more than 2 or 3, because there are lots of things for us to understand. Well, we're not going to entertain ourselves in details that are not important. But we have to be aware of how problematic it is to listen to the flesh, to obey the heart, to live in sin, to live a life of defeat. So it's time for you to change, to wake up before it's too late. Okay? Questions that you may have. We're going to start next program with Q&A, and maybe you'd like to ask me, or you'd like to ask my wife, or Pastor Bongani, who didn't talk today, but next week you're going to talk. And Mohad is here today also. And Mac didn't say much. But we're going to be back next week, and if we don't finish the Mark of the Beast next week, then we are going to see what we are going to do about it. But we do not want to go forward without you understanding. So don't worry if there's going to be a microchip. Maybe it's going to be. Can it be both? Maybe there'll be an option. Which version do you want? Do you want a microchip? Do you want a tattoo? What do you want? Maybe that will be available as well. I don't know. I don't know. What I know is that we are not going to be here. Good night. God bless until next week. And guys, thanks so much for coming. Some of you had a very short invitation, but it worked well. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Bet you don't know what it is. Good night. God bless. Bye-bye.
This is Beyond the End.